Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. It is the last Friday of March, which I cannot believe, and it's Good Friday, and happy pre-Easter to everyone. Oh my goodness, I have had so much fun this month walking you all through these beautiful projects featuring the Just Chicken In Stamp and Thin Cut for March, our stamp of the month, and I hope that you've enjoyed all of these projects. I've linked all of the other videos in the comments below, so please go back and watch those. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make this one. Very cute, very quick and easy, Just Chicken In card. And wanted to also remind you that we are now a full month into this beautiful catalog. I hope you have had a chance to walk through and look at your free copy. For those of you that have placed orders on my website, thank you so much. We are going to be doing, and I misspoke in my last video and I made a correction in the comment section, that we are doing Honey Bunny in April. My poor brain, there's just so much going on. But we are doing Honey Bunny in April, and then in May, we will be doing this beautiful travel collection. Let me just turn the page very quickly, and it is the Let's Go Anywhere collection. That will be our Palooza for May. Time is flying. I can't believe how 2024, we are already into March, which is just so crazy. But I wanted to go ahead and jump in and let's get this last project finished. And I thank you guys so much for joining me every month. So I made this card and shaker last week. I walked you through how to make this beautiful little paper piecing guy the week before, and then here was this Happy Easter card that I just so enjoyed showing you how to color. And then at the beginning of the month, I walked you through how to make this 2-page layout, and it was just so much fun doing some ink blending on the page, but then also coloring these little guys and giving you some tips and tricks for using the markers to color these adorable little chickies, and then also using that beautiful new outlined thin cut, which I hope you've grabbed that because he is phenomenal and it's been really fun using him. So we're going to go ahead and set these projects off to the side. Let me bring this one in front and center, and then we need our project pieces and then also my Stamp and Thin Cut. I am going to load that little guy onto one of my bigger blocks right here. I think he'll fit on this one. And so just make sure that when you are removing a stamp set for the first time, I know I keep reminding everyone, but they're so fragile, and I noticed with this one that it had some of the manufacturing residue still on it, like these little pieces right here. And if you pull too hard, they will pull apart and they'll tear. They are fragile. So you want to be real careful when you're pulling them off that carrier sheet. And then the more you use it, the more it becomes less hard to pull off. So we are going to go ahead and just stamp this little guy in intense black ink. It's the best ink to use when you are going to use alcohol markers or any type of medium like water or our shimmer brushes. You really want to make sure that you are using that type of ink, which is not a dye-based ink. Okay, and then I'm just going to line that up and just hold that there for a few seconds. And voila, look at how adorable it is. With that thin cut, it is a game changer. And then this time, we are going to color him in with markers completely. I've shown paper piecing in the last 2 videos, which I hope that gave you some ideas and some tips and tricks that you haven't seen before. I'm going to just move this out of the way. Oh, we do need to stamp the Just Chicken In. And I'm going to lay that down and get that on there. And we're going to stamp that right on the top center of this white daisy piece. So let me ink that up. And we'll just put that right there. Hold it there for a few seconds. Perfect. Again, I'm just going to wipe that off with the chamois. And then I will put him back onto my carrier sheet and I'll move that out of the way. And we can go ahead and start the assembly of this. And one thing that I noticed when I was making these is I got the idea from the catalog right here on this page, on page 38. So if you haven't seen these cards, I loved them so much that I basically figured out the patterns by just cutting paper and piecing it all together. And all those instructions are in the guide that you'll receive from me or from whomever shared this video with you. And if you don't have a maker, I would be honored to be your maker. And those details are right below in the comments section. So we're just going to dovetail these pieces just like so. I love this glitter paper in the Seabrook. It is just such a beautiful color, and it's almost a chameleon. It almost takes on what other colors that it's around. So for instance, it looks more blue than green on these papers, which I loved. We're gonna go ahead and just start gluing this together. Let me see where I put my paper runner. This is gonna go on here first, and then this is gonna go in the center, and then these two pieces of the polka dot paper are going to go on each side. So if you're looking on your Versamat, I'm gonna just put that at the 3-inch mark. These are about 3/4 of an inch in on both sides, give or take. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tuck these two in right next to them, just like that, with a little bit of that border showing, probably about 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to turn this around like this just so that I can get a better look on that. There we go. And then I just loved adding these little banner pieces to the side, and we'll put those on after we get this piece on, just so that there's enough room. And then we'll get to coloring our chickies. And that is going to go right here in the center, just like so. So these cards come together so quickly, and they're just such a great way to use up scrap papers, but also create some really beautiful cards to send to people. I don't know if you've priced out cards lately, but oh my goodness, they are getting so expensive. And to be able to sit down and hand make yours and send it to someone, it just adds that extra little touch. It's almost a gift in itself, right? Okay, I'm going to move this over to the side, and we are now going to color our little chick. And let me find my marker over here that I was using. Here we go. So I'm using the gold yellow blend, and we're going to start with the light shade. And we're going to just do some little short circles, trying to really just stay inside the lines because they do bleed a little bit. And I'm not pressing too hard either. And I'm noticing that I'm getting at the end of this marker's life, so I will definitely be needing to switch him out. But let's see how we can get this little guy colored in and see how far it goes. So I'm going to use the light shade also on these little feet. And then we'll go back over the little feet with the medium and the dark shade. So as you can see, I'm just using those little circular motions. And we're going to go back over the outline and just kind of add some depth and dimension, if you can tell on my original one. And I'm just turning the marker around so I can get some more ink from it. And honestly, I'm okay with it being a little bit softer in the center. It just adds that character to this. And this is just such a great color. It looks so good with honey bunny paper collection, but also the honey butter cardstock. That is a mouthful. Okay, I'm just going over this again because it is getting really light. And I could just go and use the medium one, but that's going to just create a little bit more depth than what I want for my little chicks. I want them to look real soft. And that's good life I've gotten out of this marker. I don't think I've bought a gold yellow marker in almost a year, so I'm getting some really good life out of this. It's a great color. I use it for so much. Okay, so now we're going to go and use the medium shade, and I'm going to go just right up around his little body like this, and just create a little bit more depth on him. Just like that. Get his little beak. Come around on this little guy. I love how smooth they are and how easy they are to blend. And if you ever need to soften these lines because they were just a little too dark, you can always use the blender, the colorless blender. Okay, and then I'm going to just come in here, come and get those little lines a little bit. Super easy to just color. And honestly, I am no artist by any stretch of the imagination, and I love how these markers really, they're flawless. They just make everything look so good. And I'm going to go back over with the dark color now, and I'm just going to color his little beak just a little bit darker. I think he needs just a little bit more depth. And then I think I'm going to just come in here and just create a little bit more depth on his feet too. I love how you can layer the colors on here. He is perfect. Isn't he so sweet? Okay, we're going to take some foam tape and pop him up and then add some sparkles, which I noticed on my shaker card from last week. I forgot to add those bitty sparkles in there. Sometimes I just get a little carried away and I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. But I will make sure I add them in this one for sure. And then I'm just taking off the backing on the foam tape, just like that. Tuck in any foam tape that might be sticking out where it doesn't belong. And then we're going to mount him right there below. And I love that they kind of hang off the card. Isn't that so sweet? I was so worried when I was making this card. I was like, oh, this needs to be the same size. And I was like, no, Holly, it's okay. It's okay for them to fall off the card a little bit. That's what kind of draws the eye in, right? Okay, these are the biddies. I don't need my biddy sparkles, but where are my clear sparkles? Let's see. Here we go. We're going to add some over here. Let's add one like right there. And then a couple over here. And then I think I might need to get another sheet. But I think I'm going to be okay. I've got 3 left. Perfect. So we're going to put one there. Get some of the fuzz off of that. That little guy, we'll put one right there. And then we'll throw the eye over here in this corner, whoops, and have one kind of come off, whoops, oh, that's not what I wanted. And we'll have that one come right there. And there we go. Thank you guys so much for joining me this month. I hope you enjoyed these projects. I had just a blast teaching you how to color, how to paper piece, and make some beautiful artwork with the Honey Bunny collection and that beautiful Just Chicken In Stamp and Thin Cut. Bye everyone, I'll see you next week. And we'll be sharing some artwork with the brand new Stamp of the Month for April.